right, welcome in. I'm Aaron May. This is the Extra Reverb podcast, our weekly Recon second episode, diving right in here. Have you ever set a goal? Have you ever wanted to learn a new skill? Have you ever decided, I'm going to get fit? You know, a lot of people do this when it's New Year's and they want to finish up a big project or they want to jumpstart something new. They decide, this is the year I get in shape, or this is the year that I quit drinking. And then after a few weeks, you find yourself giving up. You find yourself quitting. You fall off the wagon. Things remain incomplete and you slide back into those old habits. We see it all the time, right? In the gym, oh man, if you have to go to a gym, if you don't have one at home and you're going to the gym, it's always packed the first half of January, maybe even the whole month. And then slowly but surely, it just trickles back off one at a time. And now all of a sudden we're back to normal numbers. Maybe you get one or two extra people that hang on a little longer, but it is not packed anymore. And you don't see those faces that you saw at the beginning of January because people have given up on their goal of working out, getting better shape, improving themselves. What's stopping you? What's stopping you from keeping going, right? It's discipline. Discipline. Discipline is the foundation of success. And this is a topic, I'm sorry, but it really gets me fired up. Discipline is just a huge thing in my life. It's helped me so much. It's something that I've really worked on, and it's something that you have to work on. It's something that you have to build. It is a skill set. It's not just something that you're born with. It's not something that you can just pick up and do. You have to exercise it. It's like a muscle. You have to exercise it. And the more you do it, the more you get calloused and the better your discipline gets, and you continue to show up every single day. And discipline, it's not about perfection. It's about consistency. Even when the motivation fades, and we'll get into how those are different. Discipline is not motivation. When the motivation fades, it's still showing up because you said you were going to do something. You made a choice that you were going to do this, and it is following through on that choice and continuing every single day to take those steps. And something that I'm really big on is when you're trying to build something, it is a castle. No matter what it is, you are building your castle. I don't want a house, I want a castle. If I'm gonna put in the time, I'm gonna put in the effort, I wanna build a goddamn castle. And every single day, lay one brick down. Don't look at the end result in the castle. You can use that as your motivation to say, when I'm finished, this is what the end product's going to be. But you can't sit there and you're just going to wonder, how do I get there? No, you have to look here, ground zero, this moment, staying in the present, and say, I'm going to lay one brick at a time. And each brick I lay, I'm one step closer to having that castle built. So every single day, lay one brick. Some other days, you might lay a few bricks at a time, especially in the beginning. It's very easy, but then as you go, it's going to get more difficult to lay those bricks. They have to be more strategically laid. Bigger things have to happen. It takes more effort as things move along. It doesn't get easier. It actually gets harder, and then it gets easier again once you're finishing because that motivation really ramps up, right? So each day, lay one brick at a time, and eventually you will look up, you will show up, and that castle will be built. And why does this matter? Why does this matter in terms of success? Why can't I just work? Why can't I just do things willy-nilly? Well, it matters because it has to tie in to the universal aspirations of what you're trying to accomplish: personal growth, health, business growth, business development, improvement in your skill set, improvement in your mindset, whatever it is, right? So I really want to dive deep into this and explore what discipline really means and why it's so hard to maintain over a longer period of time. And I really want you to understand how it can transform your life, having good discipline. It's something that's lacking these days. We're scrolling, we got TikTok brain, and everybody wants everything now. It's on demand. I click my Amazon button, it's there. Whatever I ordered is there this afternoon. I've got it right now. And it's just something that's really lacking these days. And if we can get it together, if we can form this discipline, we're going to see so much more success, and we're going to see so much more growth in society, in ourselves as a whole. So it's just, again, I get fired up about this topic because I love discipline, and it has changed my life, and it's what sets you apart from others. You don't even have to talk about it. You can just do it. Okay, it's going to building on last week, it's going to impact your leadership skills. It's going to impact how people view you. It's going to impact what you can do and what you can motivate other people to do just through your actions, leading by example. Discipline is a huge part of that, right? So let's define discipline. Discipline versus motivation. I mentioned earlier, they are different. Motivation is not discipline. Motivation is fleeting. It comes and goes. You watch that inspirational video and you get all hyped up. You watch those Kobe Bryant highlights or the documentary on Muhammad Ali, and you're like, oh yeah, I'm so fired up. I'm ready to go. You watch the Rocky movies and you're like, I'm going to run those hills and I'm going to be champion of the world. And then it fades because motivation is fleeting. It'll get you going. It's great to be motivated, but it is very hard to maintain a high level of motivation, and because we're human beings, our moods fluctuate, things happen in life. But discipline, continue to show up even when you don't want to, that is what's going to make the difference. Being consistent every single day, right? It's not a personality trait. Anyone can develop discipline. Anyone listening to this, anyone not listening to this can develop discipline, right? It doesn't mean punishing yourself. That is a myth. A lot of people think that, oh, I've just got to go in and punish myself. Now, look, that's one way to approach it. I love putting myself in uncomfortable positions and putting myself into discomfort. I think that living in situations that are discomfort makes you appreciate comfort, but also it hardens you, it strengthens you. And that's just a totally different topic, but that is not discipline, right? Let's look at someone in the real world. Roger Federer. Serena Williams, if you're not a tennis fan, maybe everybody knows Serena Williams. They continue to show up every single day for decades. Okay, Michael Jordan, every single day. You think that guy wanted to go in there and work that hard every single day? No, but he had discipline to show up and say, hey, I'm going to be the best person out here today. I'm going to give 100% of what I have. They're not at 100% every day. Are you? I'm not at 100% every day. But if I'm at 60%, I'm going to give 100% of that 60% to what I'm doing. That's just the way it's going to be, right? And when I'm going to show up, when I was playing tennis, people always asked me, the only reason I ever won a tennis match was because I had a great serve. And the rest of my game was pretty good, nothing to write home about, but my serve was darn good, and it got me a lot of wins. It got me into a lot of matches where I could sneak out some cheap points other ways. And people always ask me, man, how did your serve get so good? Like there's some kind of trick. No, for years, I went out every single day, put down targets, and I served until I hit those targets, every single one of them. I didn't leave. Sometimes it took 20 minutes, sometimes it took 2 hours, but I hit those targets. And I knew in crunch time, because I had that discipline to go out every single day and do that when I needed it in a match, in a real situation, I was going to be able to hit that target. And I had the confidence that I could do it because of the discipline of getting it done. I didn't always want to go do it, but that's what it is. And it paid off time and time again. And it accelerated me to get to where I wanted to go. Now, why is discipline so hard, right? It's our brain's wiring, right? We've got instant gratification these days. I already talked about it, right? We've got these dopamine loops that we're stuck in, and it's like we're afraid to be bored for even 2 seconds. And if I'm bored, it's just the worst thing in the world. Instead of, it's okay, calm down, right? I need delayed gratification. Delayed rewards are greater than those instant gratifications of getting a like on your video, getting that 100,000 views on your video. That's great for a second. You open up, you got a little like, oh, someone commented. It keeps you going, and we get addicted to that dopamine hit. It is a dopamine hit. You scroll through, you see something's funny. It's a dopamine hit to keep you distracted, and it just really affects what we're doing. Whereas the delayed reward system, it might be years before you see the reward, but when you get it, that feeling is so much better. And I guarantee you the dopamine hit from that is going to be far beyond that quick little bump of dopamine you get from opening up your Instagram or your TikTok. And what are the external challenges of these days, right? I mean, we've got endless distractions. Schedules are busier than ever. People saying you got to keep going. We're getting guilted into being engaged parents 24/7, and we can't leave our kids alone. They're not allowed to go ride their bike outside anymore, because if they're out of your sight, you're a bad parent. And you've got all these conflicting messages again that you're getting from social media, and there's this societal pressure from what we see online. That I've got to have it all, and I've got to have it all right now. You see that guy's 18, he's got a Ferrari, I'm 35, and I don't have any of that. I don't have any money. I don't have my dream job. I didn't write that book. I didn't make that album. I just quit, and I've just got my 9 to 5, and we want that I've got to have it all right now mentality. And that is such a challenge. I understand we want to have it all, but you've got to understand that everyone has their own timeline, and you just got to work towards what you want. There is no timeline. There are plenty of examples of people that start something in their 40s, 50s, 60s, and that is finally what gets them over the hump. But you know what got them there? Discipline. Not quitting, continuing to show up even when it seemed hopeless, even when it was the darkest of night, to push through and to keep going, to discipline, knowing that, hey, I'm going to get there. Everyone's timeline is different. You have to have faith in yourself, have trust in the ultimate plan. And don't think of it as struggle. It's a mindset loop. I was talking to someone the other day. You cannot get stuck in this negative mindset loop of it's not going to happen, I'm worthless, all the things. You have to look at things differently, okay? Don't think of it as I failed. Think of it as I got to learn something. Don't think of it as it didn't happen today. Think of it as, I got another day to grow. I got another day to improve my skills. Get 1% better every single day. Normalize the difficulty. It is difficult. You're not going to see online the difficult struggles from everyone. You're going to see the successes, right? We see it with real estate agents all the time. Oh, just sold. Oh, just listed. Oh, this, oh, that. And look how great my life is. Look at all this stuff. Actually, that's the only thing they've had in 2 years. What were they doing the rest of the time? Failing, getting rejected, coming up dry, thinking about what other job they could do. Oh, look at my listing. Look how great I am. Oh, I got nominated as the best realtor in the county, in the state. Oh, look at me. I sold 3 houses last year. It's not what you think it is. Focus on yourself. Don't worry about these people. That's going to keep your discipline up, and it's going to kill your motivation to focus on things like that. It's going to kill your motivation, which is going to bleed over, and it's going to make the discipline that much harder. Even the most disciplined people don't feel like working every single day. You just do it anyway. There's no soft way to say it. There's no way to candy coat it. You have to just do it anyway. If you don't feel like doing it, show up, do it anyway. How many times, for those of us that work out, I know it happens to me all the time. Man, I really don't feel like doing squats today. I really don't. But I go out there and I do it. And then when I'm done with it, when it's over, because time will pass, I do it, I'm done, and now I feel great. Later on the day, I'm so glad that I did that. I'm so glad that happened. That's all I'm talking about here, folks. That is what discipline is, and that's all that it takes. When I remember being in the Marine Corps, and you get broken down. When I first got in, I was a little shit, okay? I was an immature little shit and a tennis kid, and really, I was a fighter and a tough player and all these things, but I really didn't know what it was like to really be pushed beyond your limits and to be broken down into nothing. And the only way to make it through was to say, all right, I'm just going to do this. I'm just going to do it. You know what? I really don't care what happens. I'm just going to keep going, because time will pass and the mission will get accomplished. Time will always pass, whether you do it or not. So you might as well just do it. And then when the time passes and you keep doing it, good things will happen. Bad things will happen. But you have to push through and know that I'm just going to keep going. Keep moving forward, okay? Now, how can we build discipline? What strategies are there if your discipline sucks? And for lack of a better term, if your discipline isn't good, it sucks. There's not a gray area here. Like, I've got decent discipline. You have discipline or you don't. And I think the best way is to start small. Okay? Discipline is a habit. These are habits we have to build. Focus on small, repeatable actions every single day. And it's not just your main goal. You have to build discipline in all areas of your life, and that's going to help you build the skill of discipline, and it's going to help your big goals and help you have discipline towards your big goals. You can't slack off in other areas and expect to have discipline in one area. You have to have discipline as a lifestyle, right? Say, okay, maybe you can't work out for an hour. Start off, I'm gonna work out for 5 minutes every single day. And then it will build, you'll be able to do more. But at least I'm doing it every single day, right? There's a great book, Atomic Habits, James Clear. And the quote is, you don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. And that's exactly what I'm talking about here. You do not rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. The systems have to be disciplined. The systems have to be rigorous, and that will get you your goals. Lay that brick, you'll get to your castle, right? And then I think the other thing is you have to create a supportive environment for what you're trying to do. Remove temptations for distraction, right? When you're doing work, when it's time to lock in, put your phone away. Don't sit there. It's very easy to open the phone. Okay, yeah, I'm about to do this. Let me open up my phone, check Facebook. And oh, wow, an hour went by. What could I have done in that hour? What could have been accomplished in that hour? And now it's like, oh, I didn't have enough time in the day. You know, we get those screen time reports. Isn't it mind-blowing sometimes? It's like, oh, your screen time went down. You were only on the screen 3.5 hours today. You're like, what? 3.5 hours? How did that happen? What the hell happened there? And it's unbelievable. So when you have the supportive environment, sorry about that. When you have the supportive environment, you have to set up cues for success also, right? Plan ahead. Lay out your workout clothes the night before. Pack your bag. If you're trying to eat healthier, prepare your meals. Have your lunch packed. Don't go fly by night. Oh, what can I eat healthy? I guess I'll just have Subway again, which is absolute trash. And then you end up, oh, the line's too long. I'm going to go to McDonald's. And it's just a slippery slope. And now, oh, I ate like crap. I'll start tomorrow. And now we're in procrastination, right? Set up cues for success. Plan ahead. Do things that are going to help you be disciplined, right? Lay out your clothes for your workout in the morning. So then, you know, okay, look, my clothes are laid out. I'm getting up. I'm going to work out, right? And then we can use block scheduling, right? Block your time. Plan your day with intention, right? Use your calendar. We've got apps. If you prefer to write it down, get a calendar. Write it down. Put it in there and say, I'm sticking to this calendar, right? Obviously, you have some room to be flexible, but once you have it in your calendar that this time is slotted for this, it is much easier if you just get in the habit. I'm going to follow my calendar. I'm going to stick to my schedule, and I'm going to do this for this amount of time, and that's going to be it, right? Block 30 minutes every morning for checking emails. Say, this is what I'm going to do every morning. I'm going to check my emails this 30 minutes. That's what I'm doing. Put my phone away. I'm going to check my email. Done, right? And then another thing we can do, I've already talked about this, embracing discomfort, right? Discipline means doing what is hard in the moment, right? I don't want to do this. I don't want to do those squats. So I'm going to do those squats. Man, I really don't feel like running today. Run longer. Man, I really don't want to do that laundry that's piling up, right? Do it. And then fold it and put it away. Complete the task. That is discipline, folks, right? Use the 5-second rule, okay? Count down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Go. Launch yourself into the discipline, into the task, if you need to. But get it done, right? So we've got power of habits. Create good habits. Small things that you can do every single day. Make your bed. Go to bed on time. Wake up with your first alarm. All of these things, right? When you're finished eating, do the dishes right then. Put them away. Little things, right? Work out 5 minutes a day if you can't do an hour. Every single day. Something you can do every single day. Repeatable actions. Create a supportive environment, right? Remove the temptations to be distracted and get things done. And then stick to your schedule. Plan out your day and stick to your schedule. Block the time for things you need to get done and use that time to get them done. All these things go together, right? And then embrace discomfort. The more you can do things that make you uncomfortable, the more comfortable you're going to be doing them. And it becomes easier over time. No, it is not easy to get started. But once you do, you start seeing the benefits. You start feeling better about yourself, right? And then track your progress. Celebrate the wins. Keep a journal. Use apps to monitor the consistency, to map out what you're doing, right? Oh, look, I've been sober for 2 years. Oh, look, I worked out 30 days in a row. Yes, that's awesome, right? I've eaten clean for the last 6 months. I've cut out sugar. I haven't had sugar in 2 weeks. I'm a cookie hound, right? I love cookies, okay? So I go, okay, I'm not gonna have any cookies this week. Okay, whoa, I went a whole week without cookies. Let's do another week. Let's see if I can do another week. Yes, I did 2 weeks without cookies. Celebrate it. It's great, right? Oh, I did 3 weeks with no cookies. All right, that's a personal challenge for me. And reward yourself when you stick to those commitments, right? Without derailing progress. All right, I haven't had a cookie in 3 weeks. I'm gonna have one. And then I'm gonna go another. Then I'm gonna see if I can go a month and not have another one. Okay, I went a month. Let me have a cookie. Now I'm gonna go 6 weeks, right? It's okay to reward ourselves for doing good. Discipline doesn't mean, and living in discomfort doesn't mean that there's no reward for your actions. You have to reward yourself to show that as I lay these bricks, my castle will be built in the end, and the reward is amazing, right? Also have accountability systems, right? Share your goals with a coach, with a friend, with your wife, with your kids, and that's gonna help you be accountable because you can't, I personally don't want to tell someone to do something and be like, no, I didn't do it. I decided against it. There's an old Seinfeld bit, right? Kramer's going to build levels in his apartment. He's like, I'm doing levels. And Jerry goes, I know you're not going to do that. And he's like, you want to bet? Yeah, I'll bet you right now you're not going to do it. Later on in the episode, how are those levels coming? Oh, I decided I'm not going to do it. And he's like, well, where's my money? I won the bet. And he's like, no, I'm not doing it. That was the bet. That's not discipline, right? I'm going to build levels in my apartment. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that thing, right? I'm going to start a podcast. Here we are, okay? I decided this year I'm going to do more consistent podcasts. So how do I do that? Oh, I don't have a guest. I'm doing a solo episode. I'm going to talk about things I'm passionate about. Leadership, discipline, sports, news. Maybe we'll talk about news one day. We'll see. But, right? I'm going to send my friend a daily word count because I'm writing a book. I'm going to send him my daily word count. I'm going to hold myself accountable. Find ways to hold yourself accountable because if it's just you internally, look, if you can do that, more power to you. But when you have an external person or source that's holding you accountable to something, it definitely makes that discipline a lot easier, right? Now, what is the long-term impact of discipline, right? How does discipline compound? These small actions, laying one brick at a time, they add up over time. If I lay one brick a day, I'll build my castle. If I write 500 words daily, in 1 year, I'll have a book. But I have to write those 500 words every single day. If I do a podcast every week, I'm going to be at 52 episodes by the end of the year. If I do one every single week, and I start right now, first week, boom, 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 and I commit to doing that every single week. Now all of a sudden, I've got a lot of volume built up. If on social media, if I'm going to post a video a day, by the end of the year, you've got 365 videos. I'm going to do 2 a day, right? Double that, triple that, however many you're going to do it. And then it adds up. And then people, all of a sudden I did 1,000 videos last year. That's how it compounds over time, right? And we get freedom through discipline, right? There is a counterintuitive truth to that, where discipline is going to control you and it's going to take away freedoms. No, it gives you control over your time. Having that discipline gives you control over your time, and it's going to give you control over the outcome. If you don't show up, nothing's going to happen. Things aren't going to move. If you don't give the car gas, if you don't put it in drive, it's not going to go anywhere. Show up every single day, right? And it's inspiring for other people, right? I know a lot of times people have messaged me and told me, hey, thank you for posting that video. I really needed that today. There's no greater feeling than that for me, personally. You can inspire others. And when others are inspired by you, you feed off that energy. It makes the discipline easier to keep going. When you don't feel like it, you go, you know what? Someone out there could be counting on this. Someone out there be counting on me to show them that I showed up today so they can show up today. To give them that motivation to start being disciplined. That's a huge driving factor for me personally, right? Now, I want to go into the call to action, your mission moving forward with discipline, right? Discipline is a learnable skill. It's not about perfection. It's about consistency. Discipline is consistency, right? It's not this dirty word. Be consistent. Show up every single day and get done what you need to get done. It's as simple as that, right? And you can overcome being inconsistent with the practical strategies we talked about earlier. You just have to do it. You just have to do it. Something my dad told me that stuck with me, told me when I was very young and always stuck with me, the best time to do something is when you don't feel like doing it. And every time I didn't feel like doing something, I thought about that. I said, well, you know what? That's the best time to do it. So I went out and did it. Like practicing the serve. Man, I really don't feel like doing that today. I just want to play video games, or I want to go ride my bike with my friends. And nope, I'm going to go practice my serve, then I can ride my bike. Then I can play the video. Tonight when I'm playing the video game, I know that I hit all the targets in that box. I know that I ran that extra mile. So it's fine that I'm playing my video game now because I got done. I moved forward today. I did something to progress toward my goals, right? And again, discipline, it's not about being a superhero. It's about showing up for yourself day after day, right? You don't have to be perfect. You just have to start, okay? So what I want you to do, I want you to pick one small action that you can do every single day this week. It could be making your bed, okay? Hopefully it's not taking a shower, but if that's what it is, it's what it is, right? Say, I'm gonna make my bed every morning. Or I'm going to stretch every single day this week. I'm going to foam roll every single day this week. I'm going to eat fruit every single day this week. Right? Maybe I'm going to read for 10 minutes. I'm going to walk around my block every day this week. Commit to it. When you do it, track it. Write it down. And by the next episode, we'll see how you feel. Send me a message, say, I did it this week. I'd love to hear that, hey, I listened to this. I listened to you talk about discipline, and I decided I'm going to do this every single day this week, and I did it. I would love to hear from you about that. And, DM me. Leave a comment about your discipline journey. What's working for you? Maybe you are disciplined and you're listening to this. Let me know some ways, because I always want to learn from other people. What are some ways that you stay disciplined? Maybe I can implement that, and it'll help me stay more disciplined. Right? Because motivation is going to fade. Discipline is going to stay constant once you get it. And it becomes a habit. It becomes something you love. It feels great to be disciplined once you do it. It feels absolutely phenomenal. So, all in all, use your time wisely. Lay that brick, I'll say it one more time, 1 brick a day, and you'll have that castle. That is discipline, folks. Okay? That's all I have for you today. Again, the Extra Rvrb podcast. We have the shop live. Got some gear that I've designed myself on there. I'm constantly putting up new stuff. Please check out the shop. All proceeds go to help veterans. So it's very much appreciated. And when you're listening to this, please like, subscribe, drop a comment, positive or negative. Again, I can learn from the negative, and the positive is always good to hear that I'm on the right track. And if you want to leave, if you're listening to this on Apple or Spotify, leave a 5-star review. It really helps the cause, and I really appreciate you listening. We will be back next week. Got some exciting guests lined up coming down the pike, but we're also going to be doing our weekly recons to keep us focused, keep us motivated, keep us disciplined. This is Aaron May, the Extra Reverb Podcast. Until next time, peace out.